Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Wednesday, December 14th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today is known for hit shows such as Just Deal, and he got his first debut acting role in Steven Spielberg's Hook. I'm super excited to have our very special guest here, ladies and gentlemen, and he's here to talk about his newest film, Jacob Broken by God, where he praised the character of Jacob Rowe. Without further ado, let's welcome our incredibly handsome, amazingly talented special guest, Shedrack Anderson. So let me share this live. I hope you guys all are doing wonderful. I know you guys seen the photos. I had to take the updo down. The updo just would not stay put. So let me go ahead and share this with him so that we can dive right into this interview, ladies and gentlemen. And afterwards, you guys are getting another interview with our second special guest, Joseph Stein. He will be joining me. So I'm super excited for that, ladies and gentlemen. But I had to take the updo down. The updo was getting in my way. So I hope you all are doing wonderful today as well. All right. So while we're waiting on Shedrack to get here, I want to talk about something. I just seen the devastating news about Stephen Twitch Boss. That broke my heart. And to say the least, you never know what a person is going through mentally and battling behind the scenes. Not everything is glitz and glamour as it seems to be, but it's heartbreaking because Jason David Frank, and we've lost so many others, Kurt Cobain, too, you know. But 2022 for me has been a wild, emotional roller coaster ride. And give people their flowers while they're here. Celebrate them, cherish them for everything that they do. So let me send him a message and let him know that I'm on. But I kind of wanted to talk about that first before we got into this interview because that was heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to say the least to find out about Stephen Twitch Boss. And he was only 40 years old. So that just goes to show you, you never know what a person, no matter what stature, could be battling behind the scenes. You still give people their flowers while they're here. So give me one sec. Let me restart over. There we are. There we are. Can you guys see me? All right, Fashion Dolls. So without further ado, I'm going to kick off this interview with our incredibly amazing, handsome, talented special guest, Shedrack Anderson. But I wanted you guys to take away something from that first. The news about Stephen Twitch Boss was devastating to say the least. And my thing is give people their flowers while they're here. Cherish them. You never know what they could be battling or going through behind the scenes. So just we'll talk about that later in the show. But let's get right into this interview, ladies and gentlemen. Are you guys ready? All right. Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Wonderful. I guess we're color coordinating. We both did black today.
See, there it is. That's how it goes.
Welcome to the Dollhouse, Shedrack. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too, Stevie.
You too. Oh my goodness. So before we kick off this interview, how has 2022 been for you so far? We're now going into the new year of 2023. How's 2022 been for you so far?
2022 has been really eye-opening and wonderful for me. I think we've all in the world kind of seen that things are slowly changing and we have to adapt to different directions for things to go in. First of all, like you said, Twitch was an amazing artist. I'd just like to send a shout out to him and his family and to let everybody know that if you need help in any way, shape, or form, and you don't feel comfortable with either being who you are or understanding what life is, please, there are some forums out there that can help you. Contact your friends, contact your family, and talk, communicate. That's the most important thing. For 2022, that's really the most important thing for that. But for me, 2022 is going great. Businesses are going wonderful. I have a new movie coming out, so that's really exciting for everyone to see that film. And things are going great. My family's good. My dogs are good. My wife is good. I can't be more happier than that.
All right, so let's start from the beginning. Now, you got your first debut role in a Steven Spielberg film, Hook. So tell us a little bit about that. What was it like getting a call? And do you remember where you were when you got the call for this movie?
Yeah, I do remember. I was sitting with my dad. I must have been about 11 or 12, I think. I was sitting with my dad, and I was a kid actor, so I always went on auditions all the time. I had different auditions all the time. So I would have a McDonald's commercial and a Burger King commercial, and there was this audition for, they needed some extra kids to be in the Hook movie. So I went to the audition, and I met Steven Spielberg, Robin Williams, Bob Hoskins, and all the great actors of that time. And I was really hoping that I could get the part. I got the phone call, and I think the next day I started filming the movie, and it was incredible. I mean, we're on the Sony lot, Sony Pictures at that time. And this is before they had CGI. So it was before they had all of the computer graphics and all that stuff. So the sets were actually huge sets, and there were hundreds of pirates, and it was like old Hollywood. So it was kind of Hollywood in the old days. So it was kind of the last movie that had the old feel of Hollywood, and it was a dream being in a movie like that. We were on the film for probably 6 to 8 months. We made the movie, and every day was fun. Every day was a playground. So of course we had to go to school in the morning for about 3 hours, but besides that, everything was fun. So we had a wonderful time in the film. Those are memories I'll never forget.
And we also remember you for your role because when it was announced that you were coming on my platform, the comments went straight to your second hit role as Jermaine Green on the hit show Just Deal on NBC, which was a
Yeah.
big deal and focused on the lives of teens. So, how big was that for you to be one of the main focal cast members of this television show that everybody watched on NBC?
Uh, well, I think at the time we replaced Saved by the Bell, which was a really huge
Mm.
show on NBC. That really kind of took, at that time, what we had the TNBC lineup, the Saturday morning lineup for NBC to another level because that show was doing so well. So NBC wanted to do a show that was a more serious, dramatic show that was based on teens. And it was the first really dramatic teen television show that had ever been done before, that had ever had kind of teen stars in the drama. So it was a big show. Everybody loved it. We tackled a lot of important issues that a lot of kids were going through at the time. And it was really the first time that a young black teenager on television with dreadlocks that had a wealthy family had ever been seen on television. No one had ever seen anything like that before. So we were really breaking ground in that way as well. So it was a wonderful character. The show ran for about 4 or 5 years, and I absolutely loved it.
Uh, Reboot, because we're now in the day and age of reboots. How would you
Yeah,
feel about reuniting with the cast for a reboot for this show?
I love that. I love that. I mean, it was a really powerful show. All the different cast members on the show have done all wonderful things. So I'd love to have us all get back together and do something. It would be great to do a project like that. And we need something like that nowadays. All these reboots are wonderful, but to communicate with each other and talk to each other about the issues is really what's important right now, instead of all the other fluff stuff. So we definitely need that right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know you, and the world knows you as Rudy on Fat Albert.
Hmm.
And you've worked alongside Keenan Thompson, who's on Saturday Night Live right now. Do you still keep in touch with Keenan or Kyla or Marion or Danielle Ramrez?
Yeah, oftentimes we'll, text each other back and forth. We'll send a DM or something like that if something's going on that we see with each other. But we're not best friends like talking every day. But if there's something and we need some support or something like that, everybody's really nice and we'll all communicate that way. But another wonderful film. I've been so lucky to have all these projects come my way. And yes, it's a lot of hard work, but at the same time, there's business and luck involved. So I definitely am so lucky and so grateful to have these projects. Working with Keenan, Kyla, Danya, and all the other guys was really incredible. It was really fun on set. I think we shot that in the summertime, so it was hot because we had to have all the clothes on. For me, I had on a turtleneck, and I think I had some corduroy pants on or something, so that was a little hot. Not as hot as Keenan though. Keenan actually had a fat suit, and it was water was filled up inside of the suit to keep him cool. So we had cooling tents where when we didn't film, we would go to the different tent to cool off. But it was really fun. We had a great time. Bill Cosby was wonderful to us. I know he's going through a lot in his life, but and all the things that he's done, I denounce all of that. But he was wonderful to us, and just so grateful and thankful to have that opportunity.
And you had Raven Simone was also in the film as well too, but she was in the cartoon
That's
part. She wasn't
right.
in
She was
the
in the
when you
cartoon.
got
Yeah,
seen
she was in the
live.
cartoon part.
Yeah.
See, interesting. I had actually auditioned for the role of Bill. So all the other guys, they could kind of do Cosby a little bit, but I had kind of the best Cosby impression. So originally, I was going to be cast to play Bill Cosby in the project, but then they decided to change me over to kind of the love story interest for Rudy. So, that was the thing that I had, because when you get into the project, so anyway, they wanted me to do that, but I said, no, no, let's do Rudy. I can do him.
Now let's get to the big one because someone told me to bring it up in the comments. I was going through and I was reading some of the viewers' comments. Now, Gracie's Choice was an
Mm.
Emmy-nominated film which starred Christian Bale and the late, I hate saying the late, Anne Hesh, which was an amazing project. Tell us what was it like getting casted for this project?
Um, you know, Such great actors, Diane Ladd, Kristen Bell, Anne Heche, among the other actors that were a great ensemble in the project. That was a true story. It was a true story about a girl who was going through trouble in her life, and her family was really messed up. And she decided to actually adopt her brothers and help them in a way that only she could. And they made a film out of it. It was really powerful for me to go in and read with Kristen. I think as soon as we read together, we kind of knew that we were going to click and it was going to be an amazing project together. So we really had the first initial energy together with each other. And she immediately said, he's the guy. He's the guy. And, she had a little bit more power than I had. So I said, I hope I'm the guy. And yeah, we hit it off. And the chemistry was really there. You can see that in the film. And what a wonderful film. Anne Heche was fantastic in the movie. Fortunately, we keep going back to this over and over. Twitch, Anne Heche, all of these people are having trouble in their lives. And, we keep going back to this. We must find a way to communicate. That's really the topic of today. We have to find a way to communicate, to be ourselves, and to be okay in our own skin. And that's really the most important thing. But it was a wonderful project. Again, a wonderful opportunity for me to be able to be a part of that. And meeting Diane Ladd also. She's a wonderful actress. She's been acting since the 60s, really part of Hollywood royalty. So it was amazing for her to be on the show and for me to meet her also.
Oh my goodness. And you went on to do a number of other projects such as The Parkers, Boston Public, you did Hollywood Lives, Hip Hop Massive, just to name a few. Out of all of the projects, because you've done so many, you have a very extensive catalog. And then we'll get to the newest film, which is Jacob, Broken by God. You play the character Jacob Rowe. So out of all of your projects, which characters that you portray do you resonate with the most? And do you have some input on what the character's aesthetic is going to be?
Ooh, man. What I do is I go to every character uh, as a blank canvas, and I bring what I bring to the character. And every character has something special because the thought is that as an actor, we all have bits and pieces of everyone in us. So if you're playing someone who's a funny person, then you have funny in you. You just have to bring it out. And that's kind of what, we believe in the acting world. So I think all of the different characters are really a part of me in a way. This latest film, Jacob Broken by God, really touched my heart because it's more of a faith-based film. And a lot of people don't know, but my family is from Texas. And my grandfather, Shedrack Anderson Sr., he was a preacher. He was a minister, and he had a little church, and he would preach, and people would come in, and he had that for almost 40 years. So I've never done a film that was based off of kind of a little church setting where I had to play a minister, and so that this film really kind of touched me a little bit different because I'm sitting there ministering to people, and I'm pretending as if I'm in a church. And so I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that idea of the film. So I would say Jacob Broken by God, this is really the film that kind of encompasses a little bit more of myself in the project compared to the other characters. Because I've played some pretty funny characters, but some pretty mean characters too, and I'm not mean.
At all. Your personality is the complete opposite. The
Oh,
complete
thank
opposite
you.
of the
Thank you.
character.
Yeah.
Now, one thing people don't know about you is that you became an assistant choreographer for Alvin Ailey Dance Association for American Theater. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that I was a dancer. I was a ballet dancer. That's how I started my career. And I also sang for the Texas Boys Choir. So I was a kid singer in a little choir. We traveled the world and all of that. I think by the time I was probably 14 or so, I'd been around the world twice, two or three times to Australia, Japan, Tahiti, New Zealand, all over the world. And I was fortunate to be with that choir. But yes, I was a dancer. I was a dancer. I went to the Juilliard School for Dance in New York. I went to the Los Angeles County High School for the Arts, which is a wonderful high school. I'm on the board of the high school now. But I went for dance. I went for dance. So I was a true ballet dancer. And I danced for Ballet Hispanico of New York, along with a lot of other dance companies in New York. And eventually, as a dancer, you get into choreography and you start your own company and that kind of stuff. So I've had an extensive career in the arts. So yeah, I was a dancer first, and I can do it all: hip hop, ballet, jazz, tap, all that stuff. So I really love dance. I still dance today. So it's near and dear to my heart.
Okay, okay. And you're also nominated for an Emmy. You went on to direct and write several projects. Now, we've seen the Emmy roll out for this year, and we've seen Niecy Nash, Angela Bassett, and so many others being nominated for an Emmy. Going into 2023, is this something that you're manifesting for? Are you going for EGOT status?
I would love to win awards. Awards are fun. I think that's great. But I don't do any of the arts or anything that I do to win awards. I do it for the love of it, also to get my agenda of love, peace, harmony out to the world. So, if somebody wants to recognize me for something, that's wonderful. That's great. But I do my art to do it. That's what I'm about. So, of course, I love all that stuff. I mean, I think that's wonderful, but I'm not doing it for that.
All right. Now, your latest film, Jacob Broken by God, you play the character of Jacob Rowe. Would you tell us a little bit about your character? I know you can't give the film away, but tell us a little bit about your character.
Well, Jacob um, is an interesting guy. He wanted to be a lawyer, so he was in law school. And like so many different young people kind of take a path, he decided to go out drinking one night. And he got drunk with his friends, and he started drinking a little too much, and he decided to drive home, which he shouldn't have. And unfortunately, something happened to him. I can't tell you the rest of the film, but he has so much um, power, and he comes through an adverse part in his life to something special. And it's a rags to riches story, and then back to rags. And it's truly a story of upliftment, of hope, and peace that we all can be together in this world. So it's a wonderful story. Yeah. And I definitely connect to that.
Now, in 1999, you started your own production company. Tell us what was it like for you? And this must have been after you did the show on NBC.
Yeah, I was doing the show at the same time, Just Deal, and I've always been into technology, so I love technology. And at the time, a long time ago, you couldn't just make a movie or make a TV show. So like today, we have these cameras, and in 1999, you had to have a separate camera for pictures, and you had to
Oh,
have
yeah.
a cell phone was new, so you had to have a cell phone, and then you had to have, so everything wasn't together as it was today. And I had always been into technology, and I said, if I have a camera that's good enough, I can make my own movie, and maybe I can sell it. And that was the big deal. That was what I wanted to do because I said, I'm doing these stories that other people are writing. Why can't I do my story that I want to write? Because I like martial arts and I like dance and I like singing. So why can't I do my own? And that's what I started to do. So I started to research, how can I write a script? What do I need to do? Okay, once I have the script, who do I need to take it to? What do I need? What sound do I need to have? What pieces do I need to have to make this project? And over time, I developed a team, got a production company, and started making my own films. And it was really wonderful. I've been doing it ever since. As a matter of fact, I'm the executive producer of Next Top Model Kids, which is kind of the Next Top Model, but the kids version. And that'll be coming out next year. So you'll definitely have to see that. I'll have to let you get in on all that because you'll love it. You'll love it. But that's what I decided doing. So I really took an interest in making my own projects as well as being in other people's projects to empower myself and also to say to myself, as an actor, sometimes you sit around and you wait for phone calls to come in to say, this is a role that you could have, or this is a role that you could be. I don't sit around. I say to myself, okay, yes, I can be in other people's projects, but also what would I truly like to do? And I do it.
And you also teach master classes at Juilliard. So tell us about that.
Um, I started teaching when I was young, probably 14 or 15, and I got into martial arts, dance. So I started teaching those kinds of things as well as movement. And when I got married, my wife was a Pilates instructor. And, I said to her, I said, what's your dream? What do you really want to do? And she said, I'd love to have my own studio. To have a studio would be my dream. And I said, okay, let's go after that dream. Let's do it. So we opened up a studio in Los Angeles. It was called Hunt Pilates. And now we've had, I'd say, 4 or 5 of those. We have one in Dallas, Texas. We have one in Los Angeles. We've had one across the country. So we've really expanded a little bit on that. And we've done everything from Pilates to personal training to um, basic boxing to, I mean, just everything in the whole gamut of exercise. So that's also something really important to me in my life. When I was raised, my father would make me wake up every morning and I'd have to run backwards up the mountains in Hollywood every morning. And he was a backwards runner, a retro runner, as you call it. So I developed a love for exercise at a young age. So I've always been into that. Yeah, so I go to
Yeah.
different places. So I've taught at, Juilliard. I teach sometimes I've taught at Texas Ballet Theater. I've taught master classes, all different places, all the way around. So I love teaching as well.
And your wife, Catherine, is in the audience. And shout outs to Gabby. She's here as well,
Ah,
too.
wonderful manager Gabby. Yes, she's fantastic. And Catherine, of course. Can't forget about her. Love you.
Catherine says she loves you.
Oh, good, good.
I'm reading some of the comments. Keith Dallas says that this dude, Shedrack, is cool. Met him at the Snakes on a Plane premiere.
Ah, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, I was taking some photos. A good friend of mine, his name is Nathan Phillips. He's a great actor, Australian actor. He was in that film as well. We've done a film in China, actually. We did a film in Beijing. and a martial arts movie in Beijing. It was called Warriors of Virtue, and it was kind of a kids martial arts rock'em sock'em movie at that time. And he got that film, and he invited me down. And I remember walking on the red carpet, and I was sitting there, and somebody bumped me and said, "Excuse me, man, excuse me." I turned around. I said, "Who? Oh, Sam Jackson. Okay, Mr. Jackson, go ahead, come on through." So it was Sam Jackson. It was funny.
Oh my goodness. Tony says, "Are you accepting submissions?" Shout outs to actor Joni Jones. I've interviewed him here on this show. He wants to know, are you accepting submissions for your production company?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any submissions, you can DM me for scripts. If you're an actor, if you have new projects that you're interested in or something you want to do, I'm all about helping others achieve their dreams. I've had so much success and so many wonderful things happen to me that I know I also have to look back and give as well, because I had that happen to me. So many people have helped me along the way. I didn't get here by myself. I didn't do it alone. So yes, absolutely. DM me, get in touch with me, email me, and let me know, and I'll do everything I can to help you succeed.
Absolutely. And as you guys can see, we are both color coordinating up here. This was not planned. I didn't even
That's
know
right.
he was going to be wearing black. So I decided to pop out my black gown. So if you guys haven't seen it, it's up now. But let's get into some holiday games with our very special guest here, Shedrack, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to get into it in the comments on some of these choices. So we're going to do something called the Holiday Rapid Fire. And
Okay.
Shedrack has to tell me 5 things he can't live without for the Christmas holidays. And then the next one is going to be called Holiday This or That. So I'm going to give Shedrack 2 choices, and he has to keep one and toss one. All right? So let's get into the Holiday Rapid Fire. What are 5 things that Shedrack can't live without for the Christmas holidays?
Ooh, 5 things Shedrack can't live without. Um, Love, peace, fruit, harmony, joy. How about that? There you go.
Mm.
A little different.
All of
Yeah,
these
a little
things.
different, a little different spin.
All right, fashion dolls.
Somebody said
Are you
liquor
guys
over here.
ready?
That's funny.
Kim's kids. Yeah, you guys can join in the comments, especially for this one. All right. So there was a little bit of a tussle throughout the week. So in the next one, we're going to do holiday this or that. So I'm going to give Shedrack here 2 choices, and he has to figure out which ones he's going to keep and which ones he's going to toss.
Okay.
All right. Broken tree lights or old Christmas cards?
Broken tree lights, toss.
All right. And the old Christmas cards. Tell us why you keep those.
Uh, I'm not very sentimental, and I'm not very attached to things. So I don't have a lot of attachment to cards or things like that. I kind of believe in being here now, being in the moment, loving the moment, and then moving on, right? And yes, if there was something behind you, yes, you can look back and reflect once, but you keep on moving forward. So that's kind of how I do it. So if I had to choose, those broken lights, they can't be lit anymore. So that's why I choose the cards, because the memory, that energy is still there. So that's what I choose if I had to.
All right. All right. All right. Here's the next one. Unused baking supplies are novelty gifts. And you guys seen the movie A Christmas Story. You know what a novelty gift is. You know the lamp, the leg lamp. That would be considered a novelty gift. So which one are you keeping and which one are you tossing?
I am tossing novelty gifts. I think unused baking supplies could be useful, right? So I look at novelty gifts and I say, okay, yeah, those are cute and that's temporary, but baking supplies, you've got flour, you've got eggs, you've got,
Yes.
a spatula, you've got a whisk, you've got all kinds of things that you could use year round. So there you go. That'd be a little more utilitarian, useful for me.
All right. Here's the next two. And then the next one, I'm pretty sure the audience is going to get into a blunder over that one. All right. Excess ornaments or a real Christmas tree? Which one would you keep and which one would you toss?
Definitely toss excess ornaments. I do not like little knickknacks of things. So if I had a choice, I would live in a Japanese home. No furniture, nothing on the ground, nothing on the floor, no chairs, nothing at all. So that's just me. That's just what I like. I'd rather be on the floor, just relaxing and kind of dancing. I like to use that space. So the Christmas tree I'd have. I like a Christmas tree. That'd be nice. It smells nice. It's fresh to a point. Then you have to get rid of it. But yeah, I'd take that.
All right. Okay, so here's the tricky one. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people would get into it in the comments on this one. Okay. Would you prefer buying someone a gift that they prefer, that their hearts desire, or would you give them a gift card?
Hmm. I think it's really special to give someone something that they actually want. If there's a want for something, I think that's pretty special. If you could provide that want, I think that's really special. So that's what I would say. I would say gift cards are nice, but if someone really wants something or needs something, go ahead and give it to
Yes.
them because I think that would be great. Yeah, they'll
Kim's
never
kid
forget you.
says gift
They'll
card.
never forget you for that. Certain people really need to learn how to swim. And if you could teach them to learn how to swim, that's a need, then they'll never forget that for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
So, I take that all the way.
Those precious things, those precious memories, give them something that their hearts desires. Whereas if it's like a gift card and you have someone who has everything, then they would take it and just be like, okay, thank you. Like I love perfumes.
Hmm.
I'm a fashion girl, as you guys can tell from my Instagram here. Um, I would be like, okay, if someone gave me a gift card to Sephora, I'd be like, okay, thank you. But there are some people who want to feel that sentiment, that beneficial feeling of, okay, this is something that I had on my heart's desires.
That's
So yeah.
right. And I know some people are very picky. I'm someone who's very picky when it comes to certain items that I like, that I don't like. So if you really get to know me and you know what I like, man, when I get something that I really like, I have it forever. I've gotten little necklaces or little things, and I'll wear them forever because I like it. So why switch it up?
Yes, 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 yes. All right. Now here's the last one. You keep getting booted. I'm sorry, Gabby. Yes, Instagram IG has been tripping lately. So if you guys need to swipe out and come back in, you're more than welcome to. We are doing now holiday this or that, and you guys in the comments are more than welcome to join in and participate. Okay, so here's the last choice. All right, we know the holidays when you get together with family, there's so many desserts and things. Okay, what would be your choice? A fruit cake or a snickerdoodle cookie?
Ooh, I have a secret to tell you. I do not like chocolate. I know it's strange. I know it's crazy, but I don't like chocolate. I'm sorry. I can't do it. To me, it tastes bitter. I don't like chocolate. And I love fruit. So I'd have to go with that fruit cake. Yeah, I'd have to go with that. Snickerdoodle, for me, it's too sweet. Um, and all that chocolate in it, I just couldn't do it with all that chocolate. I was raised a strict fruitarian when I was growing up. So I hadn't really tasted chocolate until probably I was maybe 11 or so. And I didn't like it. Everybody just loves it. And, everyone says to me, oh, you don't like chocolate. What's wrong with you? I said, you know what? It's just bitter to me. It tastes bitter. So that's just how I feel about it. So I'll take fruit any day over that.
Now, my guest interesting because my guest yesterday, Horace Dodd, who was on BET's
Mm,
Family Business yesterday,
mm.
he said he grew up Jamaican, and when they make the cakes, and in Jamaican they would add rum to the
Yes,
cakes, and also dry the fruits and everything to put it in the cake. So it's different choices for different people. Now I'm looking in the
I
comments, and
do
some people are
like
saying,
rum, so I definitely take a little rum in that cake. That would be nice.
"Oh my goodness!" Someone says snickerdoodles. Someone says, "Let me read." Andy Curry says, "I'll take the paper plate from that option." So I guess it's a no for the cake. Okay, the Cheerland of cakes, my Island Yankee. Snickerdoodle cookie. I love snickerdoodles. I'm a chocolate girl. I love chocolate. Like
Yeah.
around this time of year, you guys are familiar with Ferrero Rocher. That
Hmm.
is my week.
Yeah.
I love Ferrero Rocher chocolate. And you get a big tin of all of the different selection of they have.
Yeah. Those
Okay. I
are
love
good.
fruit cake. Okay, let me see. We got a question down here. It's hard buying for me, so I'd rather get enough. Yeah, and even when it comes to picking out gifts for people, I like Pinterest. So thank God that Pinterest has an option where if someone creates a board, you can go and find out what that person likes. Like mine, you're gonna see all hair, makeup choices. You're gonna see fashion, home decor. You're gonna see all of those things that I like, and it'll be easy to okay. She likes this. She likes this. So I'm not easy. I'm not hard to please at all. I'm simple.
If
So
you're going to do a gift card, why not do some stock? How about that? How about some Apple stock? How about some Google stock? How about some Ford stock, right? And make that in a gift card and give it to them. I mean, if you don't have the money to pay for the entire stock, I think one is at, 100 or so dollars, $140 or so, do a fraction of a stock. Hey, here's a fraction of a stock for you. That's something that's pushing somebody forward. So you could do something like that. You could change it up. We all need to change our algorithms. We need to change how we talk about things and how we talk to each other so that we're really pushing each other forward. So that's what I would say. If you don't have a gift card idea, do something different, something that has never been done before. And there's stuff out there for you. So try something like that.
absolutely, and invest and build up for the hot. And that's the perfect Christmas gift to keep on, especially for our young ones out here that are watching.
That's
Now you're a
right.
family man.
Yes.
Okay, so has Daddy went Christmas shopping? Has Daddy and Mommy Claus went Christmas shopping this year?
Yes, I've done some Christmas shopping, not a whole lot yet, but I have done some. But probably the next couple of days, we'll get serious into it, down and dirty.
All right. So here's the big one. Here's the big one for holiday this or that, because I'm pretty sure the audience would have their opinion. All right. So for holidays, because I know the airports are going to be packed like crazy. So what choice would you prefer? Having family to come visit you and Catherine, or you and Catherine going to visit family?
Hmm. I think what we like to do is go to a beach. That's what we like to do. So we get out of the city, right? We get out of the rat race, the riffraff. We get out of all of that and we fly to a beach somewhere and we go and chill. That's what we like to do. So if we do that, yes, I would like for everyone to come to the beach to visit us. I think that would be fun.
Yes. And to get out, if you're like in South Carolina, be able to get out from under this cold. We're near the water, so it's
Woo!
cold down here. So I'm
Yes.
pretty sure that the family would enjoy that. Now, K2, shout outs to my brother. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to his channel, the K2 Spot. He says, come visit the family. Is it cold over there now? Woot! In Cape Town. It's hot in Cape Town.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of hot, huh? Hot over there in Cape Town. Yep.
All right, fashion dolls, do we have any questions? We are now at the end of our holiday this or that with Shedrack. You are a ball of energy, and your personality is somewhat like your characters, but you're just in your own way, and that's what makes you so uniquely you. So,
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And hello to all of the fans, for everybody watching. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me on the show.
you are so welcome. Are there any last minute thoughts that you would like to give to people? Because when I opened up the show, I started speaking on Steven, and it took us all by surprise. Like I was not
Yeah.
expecting that. He was 40 years old, and you kind of gave little nuggets throughout the interview. So, are there any advice for people out here who's struggling with the holiday blues? What advice would you give?
The advice would be love who you're around. If you see someone that has a frown, if they're sad, do what you can to pick them up. Be of service to them and really take care of yourself this year. The next year, 2023 coming in, take care of yourself, exercise, eat better, get your finances together, really care about yourself in a way that you've never done it before. And you're going to be on the right track. And the most important thing is take it day by day, step by step. That's all you can do.
Absolutely. And shout outs to my brother. My brother has a question for you. He wants to know what is your dream role or production wishes
Oh, wow.
that you would like to?
Wow. I have so many. I've often said, I met Denzel Washington once. I met, a few other really, really big stars. And it puzzled me because I couldn't realize or understand how they couldn't start making these movies of these artists, like Fats Waller, um, just all the different great African American people that have come in the world. And I said, okay, if they're not doing it, I'm going to do it. So I have a whole list of people. Gregory Hines is one of them. I'd love to do the Gregory Hines story. I can tap dance a little bit, so I'd love to do Gregory Hines. Um, Alvin Ailey is another one. He has a great story. I'd love to do Alvin Ailey. Charles Drew, one of the first black surgeons to ever do a heart transplant. I mean, I'd love to do, I mean, imagine at that time, someone taking a heart out and putting it into another body and everything he got against that. I mean, wow. George Washington Carver, a wonderful scientist who discovered peanut butter with peanuts, and imagine his entire story. So there's so many that I'd love to do. Yeah, so I have a whole list of people that I'm going to do one day.
I love Gregory Hines. I was just about to say that because there's such a canny resemblance. You've danced, he's danced, and it would be a great bio. Now, who would you choose to play in your story about your life? What actor?
Wow, my story about my life. I've never thought about that before. Um, well, maybe that person is just being born now and coming up, and we have to discover them eventually in the future.
Okay.
I don't know right now.
All right, Fashion Dolls. Any questions for Shedrack? This was an amazing interview and conversation. Wait, let me see. If you could produce a Christmas movie, who would your cast be? Who would be your dream cast?
Ooh, Dreamcast for a Christmas movie. Well, I love to work with people that I've worked with in the past. So probably myself, Keenan, Kristen Bell, um,
Mm.
maybe, let me see, Morgan Freeman. Um, it would be something like that. It'd be something like that, kind of a fun Christmas film. Maybe some ghost stuff in there, and maybe some happy freedom things in there for fun. Some kids, a couple of kids too. My daughter could be in there. Yeah, there we go. My daughter, sure.
See? And
Yeah.
someone said Morgan Freeman in the comments, so they must have been
Oh,
reading your mind.
okay, good, excellent.
Gabrielle
Oh,
Union,
Gabrielle.
too.
Okay, I see it now. Gabrielle Union. Yeah, yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be a nice Christmas movie. Yeah. Then we'd have to figure out what is it about. That's the key. What would the Christmas movie be about? Because you can have all these great characters and these great artists, but what's the story about? So I have to think about what would be a fun story, a fun Christmas story.
Absolutely. Fashion Dolls, any last minute questions before we conclude? This was such a great conversation. And I'm so honored that I got to speak with you. Like, this was everything. Peter Pan, someone says Peter
Peter
Pan.
Pan. Yeah, yeah. I was in that Hook movie. I sure was. Yep, I love that. That was a good film.
Now, you've had so many pieces of work. It's so good to go back in time. And do you ever watch yourself? Do you ever watch any of your films with your daughter? Has your daughter gotten accustomed to seeing her dad on screen?
It was strange because we were out at a restaurant one time when she was smaller. She's about 9 now, but a couple of years ago, we were out at a restaurant. She had never seen anything I'd done before. And we were sitting there and we were eating, and this girl came up and she said, excuse me, are you Shadrack Anderson? And my daughter just looked at her like, how in the world did this person know my dad's name? Like, what, where is she coming from? And I said, yes, yes, hi. She said, can I have a picture with you? And we got up and we took pictures. And my daughter just looked at me and she was like, why did that lady take a picture with you? Like, what is this? So slowly I've been introducing her into, the movies and the things that I've done and stuff like that. And of course, Fat Albert is the biggest one, so she's right at that age where she just loves all the Fat Albert stuff. So yeah, it's been interesting. It's been an interesting journey. So
All right. All right. Now, has she picked up the acting bug? Has it rubbed off on her yet?
she wants to, but we're waiting in time. I was a kid actor, so there's there are so many monsters out there in Hollywood that I feel like we need a little bit more time to let her get her chops, number one, and number two, so she can get stronger, right? So she can understand and know if someone tries to press you this way, you say this. If someone tries to do this, you do this. So, we're just waiting till she's a little bit stronger, a little bit smarter, but it's definitely coming. So she definitely has the bug. She can sing, she can dance, she's got it all. So it's definitely coming very soon.
All right, fashion dolls. Jacob Broken by God. Make sure you guys please go and check the film out. Let everyone know where they can check out the film and follow your projects and your production company and so much more.
Uh, yes, you can go to shedrackanderson.com. You can also go to Amazon. You could type in my name on Amazon. You can do my Instagram handle at Shedrack Anderson, and you can see everything there.
All right, fashion dolls. Again, Jacob Broken by God. Make sure you guys go and check out the film. It is very powerful. Special thanks to Gabby for setting this interview up.
Yes,
Special
thank
thanks
you,
also
Gabby.
to
Gabby's a
Catherine.
wonderful manager. She's doing a great job.
Special thanks to both amazing women, Gabby and Catherine. Thank you
Yes.
for supporting this platform and coming on. Next up, we have another actor coming to the Dollhouse. Joseph Stein will be joining me, so make sure you guys tune in at 4 p.m. And thank you, Shedrack. It was such an honor meeting you. Like, my heart was beating so fast because I'm like, oh my God, I seen him in Fat Albert and he went on this other project. My heart was beating super fast, but it just went natural. It was
Yes,
perfect.
absolutely. And thank you for having me. I really appreciate that. I loved it.
You are so welcome. And this interview will be up, and you guys will be able to catch the replay. And make sure you guys head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube. You can see the full interview, and my past interviews is there also as well too. So make sure you guys go and check it out. Thank you,
Thank
Shedrack.
you. Bye. Thank you.